child definitely begins in a state where there is no ego. And then about the fourth year or before, but about that time, the child develops a sense of ego, I, myself. And that is, in the first place, a certain identity with the body.
You think you're in control, don't you? You believe that the decisions you make, the thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, all of this is a result of your conscious will, your reason. But what if I told you that this is precisely the illusion that is destroying your life? That this you, who thinks they are in command, is just a mask, and behind it there is something much deeper, neglected and hungry for attention. I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to confront you. Because if you're watching this video, it's because on some level, you feel, you know that something is wrong, something is out of place. No matter how much you try to keep up appearances, no matter how much you tell yourself that everything is fine, you live tired, anxious, trapped in repetitive cycles that you don't understand. Maybe you are too hard on yourself. Maybe you live seeking approval. Maybe you have everything that others think is success, but still feel empty. Do you know why? Because the ego, this fragile construct you call I, is in control, and it is dragging you away from your essence. Carl Jung did not see the ego as an enemy, but as a limited part of the psyche that believes it is greater than it really is. And when you believe that the ego is all that you are, you enter an invisible prison. You start to live for an image, a persona, a character created to survive the expectations of others. And in this process, you disconnect from your soul, from your truth, from your shadow, from everything that would truly make you whole. You begin to adapt, to control, to manipulate, and you call this maturity. But what you are really doing is avoiding confrontation with who you really are. And do you know what the consequence of this is? Superficial relationships, self-sabotage, existential crises, a constant fear of failing, of being rejected, of not being good enough. All of this is a symptom of an inflated ego, and at the same time, frighteningly fragile. But today, I want to show you what Jung saw behind this illusory structure. In this video, we will perform an autopsy of the ego. We will tear apart this layer of lies you have been telling yourself. And in the end, maybe, just maybe, you will begin to understand who you really are. Are you ready for this? Because what comes next will not be comfortable, but it could change your life. Before anything else, we need to clearly understand what we are facing. The ego, for Carl Jung, is not the villain, but it is also far from being a hero. It is, in fact, the center of your consciousness, the reference point by which you say, I am. But here's the problem. The ego believes it is everything. And when you believe that too, you limit your existence to what is visible, controllable, and safe. The ego is the part of the mind that constructs your social identity. It chooses what to show the world, what to hide, what is acceptable to feel or desire. It edits your story, manipulates your memories, distorts your emotions, all to maintain a coherent narrative. But this coherence comes at a very high cost. You need to amputate parts of yourself to fit into the idealized image that the ego has constructed. Since childhood, you have been taught to mold yourself, to repress anger, sadness, envy, fear, to smile when you wanted to cry, to obey when you wanted to scream, to be who they expected you to be, even if that meant betraying who you really were. And who was in charge of this process? The ego. It was created to protect you from pain, rejection, and shame. But along the way, it forgot that it was just a message.